Okay, so I'm going to go over my web quest that I made. Go back. Okay, so it's called Where Do I Live? And this is for kindergarten. And my subject that I designed this for was math. And it's obviously going to be about zoo animals. So my introduction says Baton Rouge needs a new zoo. Yours a zoologist that will be helping to design it. We know that there are many different animals and habitats in the world. So you need to figure out the animals that live in each habitat. You'll research various animals and sort them according to the habitats given. At the end, you'll be able to tell the designers how many forests, ocean, and deserts habitats needed. So they're going to use a website in order to do this, to look up the animals. I give them a specific website to go to. So they're going to make a picture graph. So it says you need to know how many forest, ocean, and desert habitats you will need to tell the designers. So they will get in groups of 3 and they're each going to go to a computer together. So in their group, they're going to research 10 animals and then they're going to create a picture graph on a poster board. So if they didn't know what a picture graph was, here is an example of it. Okay, so I gave them a specific website to go to. So it's on the National Geographic. And so on the sidebar, they have I want to see and that live in. So I tell them that they need to click to make sure that none of the I want to see has any check marks on it for animals. Okay, and so then they need to go in that live in, and so then they need to decide, okay, which one are we going to focus on first? So they want to go to ocean first. So they're going to click ocean, and then all of the ocean animals, all the animals that live in the ocean are going to come up. So they're going to look through, and they're going to say, okay, maybe I want to include maybe a shark, um, and a dolphin. So that's 2 of them. Okay. So then they're going to look up a picture of a shark and a dolphin, and they're going to print those pictures. Okay. Well, then now they have 8 more animals to look up. So then they're going to go to the forest and then they're going to go to the desert. So all of these animals, it has to be 10 of them. So they're going to they're going to have 10 pictures of animals. Okay. So then they're going to go after that, and then they're going to start making their graph. So they're going to get their poster board and they're going to make the x-axis, and they're going to label it numbers 1 through 10, because they could have 10 ocean animals, or maybe they might have 5 ocean animals, 3 forest animals, and 2 desert ocean animals. Okay, so then they're going to start then they're gonna glue the habitat pictures, because I forgot to mention that they had to find habitat pictures. So they need to find a picture of a forest, then they need to find a picture of an ocean, then they need to find a picture of a desert. So they're gonna glue those pictures at the bottom for their y-axis. So these are their labels. The numbers 1 through 10 is for the x-axis, and y-axis, their labels, is the habitat pictures. And then now they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna sort their animal pictures according to their habitats. And then they have to make sure they put a title for their picture graph, and they can name it whatever zoo that they want to. It doesn't have to be the Baton Rouge Zoo. So the teacher's really going to have to kind of work with them about maybe on the computer, or probably when they start labeling their graph, the teacher might have to remind them, oh, you need to make enough pictures, like 1 through 10. It's got to be enough room for each of their pictures. So this is how I'm going to evaluate them in a checklist. So did they sort the animals in the correct habitat? Did they put a shark animal under forest? That would kind of be a point off. So obviously this would be out of 10 since there's 10 animals. Did they include 10 animals? Or they could have included more, but they have to at least have 10 animals. If they had 9 animals, they get a point off. So is the graph labeled correctly? Are the numbers in the x-axis? Is the habitats in the y-axis? This will probably just be about 2 points. And then do they have a title on their picture graph? If you look at this picture graph and you're not really sure what it's about, I'm sure you could probably figure it out, but it's always very important to have a title. So, conclusion. So they will learn about sorting in this, sorting different habitats. They're going to learn about graphing. They're going to learn about social and communication skills because they're going to have to work with their groups, and then they're going to learn about different habitats. So, some questions to think about is what is another way to sort the 10 animals that they picked? What will their animals need in this habitat? Are they going to need grass if they live in the forest? Is it going to be cold water? Or is it going to be a hot or cold environment? Are they going to need water? And kind of what kind of foods do they eat? And so these are the different teacher web links that we had to use National Geographic, and here's just some other webquest. So that's the end of that, and now I'm going to pull up my Weebly. Okay, so this is my Weebly that I made. I also made a Wix before, so I kind of made my Weebly kind of resemble my Wix. So this is my home page. So this kind of just says a little bit about myself, when I graduated, what I'm currently working on. So, I'm telling him to please visit my other tabs and, feel free to contact me. So I have my contact. You can go straight to my contact page or my resume page. So here's my resume on this page. For some reason, the words are not popping up. Not exactly sure why, but I know I've used it before. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is my resume. Just tells a little bit about everything. I had to kind of update it recently. So, and in my gallery, I have pictures from when I was student interning. Basically, just a lot of my undergraduate work. What I did in my class, just pictures of me in my class, some of my lessons that I did with my kids. I was in KDE when I was also in undergraduate school, so just a little bit so they could see just the type of kind of things that I do as a teacher. So I created a philosophy page. So I said, talks about my instruction, my classroom management, and my family involvement. And then kind of provide a little bit of a picture. So, and then if they wanted to see an example of a unit lesson that I created, I have that on a Wix that I did before in my undergraduate class. So, and then I have my contact page if they would like to contact me about anything. I would probably use this. We called it a professional portfolio. I on mine, when I had created my Wix on my resume, I put my link to my Wix on top because I use that as my professional portfolio. So if maybe they saw this and they wanted, this is all just, it doesn't say what my lesson plan looks like or anything like that. So they can come to my gallery, or they can look at my philosophy, or go look at my teacher work sample page, and they can kind of see the different lessons that I've done over my time as a teacher. And I also have my Prezi down here if they want to learn a little bit more personal about myself. So that's about it.